Hi guys, an update from Lusaka. As I said in Katima, I was gonna update you in Lusaka, so I'm in Lusaka. I ended up crossing the border with Sasheke, straight from Katima. I got to Sasheke. Next town would have been Kazunzula, which is also a border town, and then Livingstone. I didn't withdraw any money in Sasheke, so I couldn't even buy a cold drink. But the police gave me 20 kwacha, and I gave them postcards, and I was able to buy 4 bottles of water for they cost 5 kwacha each. Sometimes it's half a liter, sometimes it's 750 mils. Yeah. So the first night I slept into a little village, little compound. Anyway, I got to Livingstone, and I stayed in a compound in Livingstone with a girl named Sasha, was my couchsurfing host. The compound is what they call here the slums. It was a really nice experience. She's a lovely host, and I really enjoyed staying a few days with her in the compound. I met some volunteers from Poland and England there, and with the English volunteer we went to Victoria Falls. We took a local bus. We got to Victoria. We only paid the entry fee for the Zambian side, and it was nice. One of my dreams was to get to the Devil's Pool, but they charge about $100 for that, so I gave it a pass. And then from Livingstone, I got to very quickly. I got to Lusaka, still very hot. During the day, we get to about 40 degrees, and but physically, I'm much better than I was in Caprivi. I feel very good, and I got to Lusaka the first night, and I went to the KTM dealer to replace my back wheel. It's tubeless, so I need like someone with a compressor. And while I was there, I discovered that both of my wheel rims are cracked. The back one in six parts, and the front one in 8 parts. I'm gonna show you. I'll try to show you. Not sure you can see here where there is the nipple of the spoke. Can you see a crack here and here? So that's a huge problem. I tried to source 2 wheels like this in South Africa, and I couldn't. I only found a carbon set, which is no use for long distance traveling, and also the cost it's of the only the set is higher than the whole cost of my bike, and plus there is a shipment. Mm, Bike Cafe in Italy kindly offered to send me 2 new wheels. It's too expensive. The shipment is 700 euro. And then we contact Genesis, the brand of my bike. It's an English brand, and they said they never had anything like that happening to any other bikes, and they suggested to continue to travel like this and to keep monitoring. So I decided I will leave Lusaka towards Malawi, and then get to Dar es Salaam in Tanzania, and see, monitor the thing. I The people at Genesis said they could last a long time. I don't believe it's the bike is 5,000 kilometers old, and it's already developing this problem. I don't think it will get to Cairo. They just said when it fails, just contact the brand of the rim and just get a warranty replacement. Like you can find a dealer at any corner in Africa. Anyway, We'll see. When it fails, and we will find a solution. The I cannot find a wheel set like this because these are 27.5 plus. I could find 27.5 size wheels even in Zambia, but 27.5 plus I can't. Another option would be to use 29 standard wheels that I can fit in my bike. The only problem doing that is that I will lose the two new tires that I fit, while in the front is only 2000 kilometers old and in the back is new. Then I have a French lady, Amy, that brought me two new tires, and she's gonna leave them in Kenya. And also I'm carrying a spare one, new, and a half-used spare one. So it would mean to throw away like about 300 euros worth of tires, but the problem is the logistic also, because then I would need to find 29ers tires along the way, because even if I find two new ones, they're not gonna last till Cairo. So either way it's a loss. We'll see. Other than that, I had a really good time in Lusaka. I stayed I was host of a guest house in a slum in the compound, Bauleni. And the guest house, it's a guest house of an NGO called In and Out of the Ghetto. It's run by an Italian guy that decided, he was a missionary here, and he decided to stay and to found his own project in the slum, in the compound. So he lives in the compound, and he started this cool project in the compound that is called In and Out of the Ghetto. And it's an NGO, it's a charity organization that I decided to support with my trip. As you guys know, I receive donation to support my trip, and 20% of the donation that I receive, they go towards charities. And in the Americas I used to work with two charities, and for the donation of 2018 I hadn't choose any organization. So I think this NGO is really cool and it's worth supporting. And most important, the money that that we will donate to In and Out of the Ghetto, they are not going to pay anybody salary, but they are going to real projects. So In and Out of the Ghetto is really cool because they have a business. It's an Italian restaurant slash cafe slash pastry shop that they use to support the NGO. So they are actually sustainable without any donation, but donors are welcome, because if they have a little bit of more money, they can do and have a bigger impact. And it's what's really cool about this business, that they are employing only girls from the ghetto, from the Bauleni slum. And yeah, it's I think it's a really interesting project, and that's how I like to think about cooperation. I don't like charities that they are supported only by donations, but these guys, they already have this one business, and now they are starting another business. It's a carpentry and business that they will use to employ mostly males, because now at the La Bottega, the Italian restaurants, they are only employing female personnel. So I really feel good about this project. I was able to see what they're doing. I visit their center. I stayed with the kids. I gave a talk to the kids. So I'm really good. It's a really genuine project, and I'm really happy to support it. Other than that, I gave another talk in another project. It's another NGO. It's an Italian NGO. They have a farm in a community 40 kilometers outside Lusaka, and there basically they have several projects, but the main project is They basically rescue kids from that they are living in the streets of Lusaka, and they bring them into the center, and they help them out with education. But most importantly, they contact their original families, and they try to reintegrate these kids in their families, and they try to work out all the problems that the family had, the issues that they were dealing with, that they led to having these kids living in the streets of Lusaka. And so I had the opportunity to visit the center, but also to give a talk. It was like sort of a motivational talk to these youth, and it was really interesting. And then we organized another talk for all adults at La Bottega, this Italian restaurant, this venue. And there I met the Italian ambassador, and there was a bunch of people that they live in Lusaka. They were mostly expats, and they came to listen to my stories, my adventure, and it was a really nice night, and it was brilliant. And then also in the morning, this very same day, I talked to a private high school in Lusaka, to a class, and it's an Italian high school. It's called the Italian school, but it was, and that was because Italian immigrants founded the school, but it's in English. They study Italian as a foreign language, and it was pretty cool. There were the students were pretty interested, and they engaged with me a lot. So it was a really nice experience here in Lusaka. I got to share my adventure, my story with many people. So I'm really happy. From now, tomorrow I will leave. Tomorrow I will head straight to Malawi. The rain season already started, so I'm a bit apprehensive about malaria, especially in Malawi, around Lake Malawi. It's lots of mosquitoes, and most of the cyclists that they cross Africa and they get malaria, they usually get it in Malawi. So I will go maybe to the capital, and then head north around the lake into Tanzania and get straight to Dar es Salaam. If the weather is not too bad, I will try to find a way to get cheaply to Zanzibar, the island, and maybe go around the island with my bike, camp on those white sandy beach, and let's see. So thank you very much for following my updates. Again, I want to thank everybody that bought the postcards that I made in Lusaka. I will try to make the next slot in Malawi or in Tanzania. So keep an eye out for that. It's always good to have some support, and if I need to buy two new wheels, it will be very expensive. So I really appreciate you guys donating, and thank you very much for the support, the messages that I'm receiving. So if you like seeing more of these updates, remember you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. And also for the pictures, Instagram is the best way. I also wrote a blog post that I published here in Lusaka about my malaria strategies. So if you wanna have a look, go to alaska2patagonia.com, and it's the last blog post about my malaria strategy. So again, thank you very much. Ciao.